Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. My name's Danielle, and I'm a diamond leader with It Works Global. I joined this company back in October of 2015, and before I started this business, I was working full-time at my local grocery store. I was a manager, and I had been there for about 7.5 years or so. And I was also a college student, so I was also taking classes at Sacramento State University, and it was my first semester at Sac State when I joined this business. Prior to me joining, like I said, I had worked at that grocery store for about 7.5 years or so. I moved out of my mom's home and into an apartment with my best friend about 6 months after I turned 18. And ever since then, I had just been living check to check. I was constantly in a loop of struggling, and I never had a savings account. When I moved out, I think I had a couple $100 in my savings, and that ended up going like towards the deposit or whatever. And anyways, so for about 7 years, I had a multitude of crappy cars that were breaking down on me. I couldn't afford to ever get them fixed, so a lot of times I had to borrow money. My sweet boyfriend, he helped me out so much. There were so many times when I did not know what I was gonna do because I couldn't afford to get my car fixed. But if I didn't get my car fixed, then I couldn't get to work to pay my rent. So he helped me out quite a few times, and it was very kind of him. But every time that I had to ask for help, it was just kind of like this piercing feeling through my heart. I just felt like a failure. I felt really defeated by life because I had been working for so many years and I still couldn't support myself. I still couldn't take care of myself. And for as long as I have known, I've wanted to get married and have a family and have children. And, year after year, like nothing ever got better. Like I never got ahead. I could never get ahead. I was always, just like I was just keeping up barely. And I would open up credit cards to pay for things, and then next thing I knew, I had multiple credit cards that I had all this debt on because I was using them to pay for my books so I could go to school, and I was using them to pay for when my car broke down or my doctor's appointments when something came up, or like emergencies, and it just adds up really quickly, and and interest, and it just kept growing, and then it became this thing that I just never thought I was going to get out of. And I did it because I didn't want to keep having to borrow money or ask for help, and I thought it would make me feel better, but it didn't. It made me feel worse. And I just remember there were times where I just hated my life. I was constantly like, I hate my life. I'm never gonna finish school. I'm never gonna get out of debt. I'm never gonna be able to have a family. I'm never gonna be able to have children or, get married. Like, how can I have all these dreams of, living in a beautiful house and having children and getting married if I can't even take care of myself? And I've been working for 6 to 7 years now. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. Because it was really hard and I hated my life, and I cried myself to sleep so many times because I didn't know what I was going to do, because I felt like even if I did finish school, I was just going to have all this student loan debt, and it wasn't going to be any better. Now I was going to be done with school with a degree with a student loan debt, but what if I couldn't find a job to pay it? So, anyways, sorry, it was just a really rough time for me, and I was very unhappy with my life, and I was a negative person. But when I was at Sac State, I saw this girl posting on Facebook that I had met through my job, and her name was Hope, and we had met a few times. We had worked at a couple different stores together, and she was talking about this really great company that she had found, how she was going to start making all this extra money from her phone. And I remember I just kept thinking, nobody does that. Nobody makes extra money from their phone. That's not possible. And eventually she messaged me, and she started asking me questions about the company, if I knew about it, what they offered. She told me I could come get some samples. I bought a wrap from her for $25. And I don't even remember, I don't think I even used the wrap prior to joining the business, but I did try the greens that she gave me, and I loved the greens. And so I watched her for a few weeks. I think she started talking to me in late September. And then the very last week of October, I remember I was sitting in my car at Sac State. And I don't remember exactly what happened that day, but I think I was just having a really rough day. And I I'm 90% sure that it was something to do with something that I had to get for school, but I was like, I don't have money to buy that. And she she messaged me and asked me, had I put any more thought to it. We talked for a few minutes, back and forth messaging, and I said, all right, fine, I'll do it. And, I didn't even have $99 to join when I did it. Like, I didn't have a savings account still. It had been 7 years of me in my working life, and I still didn't have a savings account. So I didn't have spare money, but I did have a credit card because I opened up all those credit cards. And one of them was just shy of being maxed out. I think it was like at $130 left on the available balance. And I thought, well, what the hell? If I spend $99 on this, I would have spent it on something else. But if I spend it on this and it works, like maybe I won't have to worry about my credit card debt anymore, right? So, I started putting in all my information. I remember I got to the end and I had this moment where I kind of panicked and I thought, what am I doing? And I remember I just messaged her and I said, can I quit? And she was like, what? And I said, if I want to, like, if it doesn't work, like, can I just quit whenever I want? Like, if I just decide it's not for me. And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay, fine, then I'll do it. That was like that last minute of like fear and doubt, just coming over me. So, but she said, yeah. So I was like, okay, fine. Well, I mean, I can quit whenever I want. So I signed up. I hit submit, and then I had a panic attack in my car. And I remember I hid it from everyone. I didn't want to tell my parents. I didn't want to tell, I'm 20, what was I like? Hold on, how old? I'm 28. I was like 26 at the time, and I was like, I don't want to tell my parents. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I do what I want. I'm an adult, but I didn't want to tell them because I was afraid they were going to be like, what are you doing? That's a scam. That's not real. You're never going to be able to do anything. You're never going to make any money. I didn't tell my boyfriend because I was terrified that he was going to be like, you don't have any money. What are you doing spending money? So I didn't want to tell anybody. So I kept it a secret for a while, and here I am. 2 years later, I am now a diamond leader with It Works. I've made $1,800 a month on average. I've made a $5,000 bonus. I have paid off 3 of the 4 credit cards that I rang up when I was struggling. I went to Hawaii and I paid for it in cash. And me and my boyfriend, we bought a house last year in May, and I graduated from Sac State College, and I'm now paying down my student loans way faster than I thought I'd be able to. And this business has really just been life-changing, you guys. I've learned so much about myself. I feel good about what I do. I'm able to help people. I'm able to help people who are struggling like me. It's crazy because when I joined, I literally just thought, like, if I could just make $200 extra a month, like, I could pay off one bill just a little bit faster, and maybe I could put a little bit away in my savings, and I thought, but if I could get to $300 a month, I could also use that towards college, the books and all of that, my parking pass, everything that goes into it. I never dreamed of being a diamond leader making an average of $1,800 a month from something I did on my cell phone. So this business taught me to dream, and I just wanted to kind of talk to myself here and remind myself like why I did it. Like, I did this because I was struggling and I wanted more. And even though I'm not struggling anymore, I still have big dreams that I want to accomplish. I want to get married, and I want to have children, and I want to raise my children. I don't want to have to put my children in daycare. I want to be there for them every day for their first steps and their first word. And I want to be there for all that. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to have to watch it on the other side of a camera or a computer screen because someone recorded it for me. So my letter to myself is, you've made it this far. Just keep going. You can do this. You have it in you. And I didn't come this far just to come this far. Once I realized what I could do with this business, my dreams have soared. I'm dreaming of being a triple diamond leader with this company, making over $10,000 a month. I'm dreaming of paying off my student loans in less than a year, in less than the next year. So I'm dreaming of being able to own my time and do what I want when I want, to be able to go see my family. I have family that doesn't live where I am, and I only see them a few times a year. Heck, my grandma lives down the street, and I can only see her sometimes every other week because I'm busy. Like, I'm, like just with my full-time job still, because even though this business is doing really great things and helping me take care of stuff, like I still have to work, but one day I'm not going to. I'm not going to have to do that anymore because I'm not going to give up. And that's like my one piece of advice. And the one thing I've learned the 2 years in doing this is like, don't give up. Just keep going. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there. As long as you're putting in the effort and the work and you keep going, you will get to where you want to be. Because there were times, you guys, when I went Ruby, there were times after I went Emerald that I just thought, man, if I can't get to it in the next couple months, I just don't know. Like if I don't get to that next step, I just don't know. And you know what? If I would have quit, I would have never made it to Emerald, and I would have never made it to Diamond, and I would still have those credit cards. If I would have quit before I even made it to the second level, to Ruby, the second promotion, like I would still be in like debt, and I wouldn't be able to have done the things I've been able to do. I've been able to travel like so many places in the last 2 years that I like would have never been able to do before. I was lucky if I got a vacation, and by vacation I meant like I drove an hour and a half away, like for the day, or stayed like a night maybe. But I have flown. I've seen Hawaii. I'm going again in May to Hawaii. I've been to Florida. I've gone to I've gone to Vegas with my boyfriend. I've gone to San Diego several times, which is somewhere is beautiful, and I had always wanted to go. There's just so many things that this business has done for me, and it would have never done for me if I gave up. So I'm telling myself now, you will get to where you want to go. You will get to Triple Diamond. You will get to Presidential. You will be able to quit your job. You will be able to stay home and raise your children. You will be able to have that dream wedding that you have been dreaming about since the time that you were 14. And you will be able to have that beautiful, beautiful family that you've always wanted, and you'll be able to be there for every single thing and every single moment, as long as you keep going and you don't give up, because you have everything in you that you need to succeed. You just have to continue. You have to continue and not compare your journey to anybody else's. And I'm just so excited to, continue this business and watch not only how it helps me, but how I'm able to help others, because I'm not going to get to where I want to go without helping other people. I love when I get to see other people, just bloom in this business, and they're able to, come home to their children, or pay for their college, or do other things that they've dreamed of doing that they wouldn't have been able to do without this business, because there's just something really magical about what happens when you just keep going and you don't stop. And it's just a really amazing feeling when I'm able to see the things that this business does for my team. And I know that I'm going to bring so many new people onto my team in the next couple years or so, and I know that those people are going to see the value in what this business can do for them, and they're going to go to the top. They're going to go to Ruby and Emerald and Diamond and Double Diamond, and they're going to come home to their children. They're going to pay off their student loan debt. They're going to be able to get a new car for their family. They're going to be able to pay for medical bills, or take vacations, and retire their husbands. They're going to be able to do so many amazing things, and I just can't wait to be there for all of it. I can't wait to meet all of these new people, all of these new amazing women and men that are going to come onto my team, and they're going to change their lives, and they're going to see how amazing this business is, and they're going to understand why I'm so passionate about this business, because of what it's done for me and what it's going to do for them. So my one piece of advice always is just to not give up. Don't quit. Keep going. All right, well, I hope that in the next few years, when I come back to this and I watch this video, I can't wait to see, everything that's happened. I'm going to be a completely different person. Again, I'm completely different than I was 2 years ago when I joined, and I already know I'm going to be so different in 2 years. I'm going to be, I'm sure, much more confident. I'm going to be so much more knowledgeable. I'm going to have so many people behind me, and so many people beside me, and so many people in front of me, and friendships and amazing things, and people to share, their stories and my stories. And we're just going to be able to all just come together as one and change our lives. And it's going to be so incredible. And I just can't wait to meet all those future people and my new extended family. So I look forward to that.